This doctor is so talented, and so I was so surprised that he used his he used AI to produce the pictures in his PowerPoint presentations, and he is going to share with us live the loving life. His name is Beijiang. He is the doctor, the chief physician of colorectal surgery of Taichung Hospital. When we see him, every time Dr. Jen, the superintendent, Dr. Jen, always mention about Lin Beijiang, the physician Lin Beijiang. He is a surgeon. About colorectal knowledge, but he's also going to share with us how to live a loving life. And Brother Jianin is helping us editing these posters. And I heard that thank you, Brother Jianin, to help us editing these posters. And that's going over these videos that you take a look at him, and it looks like his cancer is very close to anus. As a family, it's FAP. Let's take a look. It's in June. It's almost the summer vacation is approaching. Why the summer vacation is so important? In Taichung, a little 15-year-old teenager, he played video games all night long for many days, and also binge watch drama. So he had blood in his stool, and he has a swollen anus. So the hemorrhoid, because of he sit all day long, all night long to play video games and watch dramas online. So hemorrhoid does not happen only in the older people. Also nowadays happening in young children because they sit all day long. Let's hear. Brother Lin Beijiang is singing, and this surgeon at the division of colon and rectal surgery at Taichung Hospital, he is playing guitar and singing to the patient. I'm very grateful that I'm reading, Superintendent Jen is reading a letter from a patient who appreciate he met Dr. Lin Beijiang. The patient was poor. Dr. Lin Beijiang gave him a red envelope to help the patient financially, and he didn't tell anybody, but at the end, the patient told me, and so I told everyone. So now everybody knows that he has a surgeon Dr. Lin Beijiang is such a loving person. And this year, on Mother's Day, he wrote a song for his mother. So these pictures are made by AI, drawn by AI. This song is written by Dr. Lin Beijiang. Mother, we have a great affiliation so that I could become your silly son. I always make you out of control. Don't be shocked you have such a silly kid. I'm still your filial great son. I appreciate we have a blissful family time together. I cannot talk sweet words, but your health is always on my mind. I'm afraid that you will grow your gray hair, but I appreciate your love. No matter what the future holds, Mom, you were always in the deepest place in my heart. You radiate warm light in the family. You gave me hope, and you accompany me during my downtime and support my dream. No matter what future holds, I love to be with you because you have positive energy. Wow. Let's give a big hand to welcome Surgeon Lin Beijiang. Next week, actor Fang Youxin is going to come here. And Fang Youxin, was going to come here, but you, Dr. Lin Beijiang, have you ever considered to become a star to sing song to the general public? Dr. Lin Beijiang says he never thought about that career path. We recommend someone, a volunteer to pick you up and to pick up the Dr. Lin Beijiang, but the volunteer couldn't find Surgeon Lin Beijiang. He didn't take the highway rail, so we couldn't find him at the station. He drove here on his own. He could choose it to share with us online, but he wanted to come here. Thank you so much. And these little German declaration are going to share with volunteer. Dr. Lin Beijiang gave a red envelope with $50,000 to help the patient financially. So the grandma who accepted help from Dr. Lin made this little decoration dormant, and we are going to share with Dr. Lin. So now we are going to this magic AI may through the picture on the MTV that we show. So Sister 彭秋雨 throughout our read upon the book, read upon the crowd, and the AI analyzed the content. I thought it was very precise. So we, although we wouldn't understand just by seeing the picture, we would not be able to predict what is going to be the content of his sharing. So we have to pay attention and focus. And Dr. Lin Beijiang from Taichung City Hospital has welcomed him. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you, Teacher Meiyun, to introduce me to you. Dear Dharma Master Cheng Yen and dear City family around the world, I am from Taichung City Hospital. I want to share with you loving life. I'm very nervous. And when I was young, I was looking forward to the seeking for successful life. I was seeking for fame, wealth, and right now that was before what I want. And right now, I finally realized what really is the true value of life. I want to share with you 2 stories, and I hope that after listening to these 2 stories, you could live a more loving life and more happy life. The first story happened to me and my another fellow doctor. And on a Monday afternoon, I was going to have a colonoscopy in Chang'an Memorial Hospital. About 50 after 4 o'clock, I took the elevator, and I met this fellow doctor. He is at R4, the last year of his residency as resident physician. I thought he was leaving at 4:50. So I thought on Monday he is leaving the hospital at 4:50. I thought, oh, that was not very usual, because we usually go to hospital early in the morning, 7 o'clock, and leave very late at night. And I thought, and he said he felt very, very tired, so he has to go home early. So I asked him whether he need help, and he said no, he just need to take a rest. And that day I had a very unfortunate situation. I have to take care, I have to help a patient to fix his apparatus of a draining tube. And so while I was fixing the apparatus of the draining tube, my cell phone rang, and a nurse helped me to pick up the phone. And it was a call from the emergency room. Although a person who is in the emergency room is not your patient, but is someone you know. I thought I was busy. Why the emergency room call me? Until it's not because of my patients. So it's about your a fellow doctor at the R4, the resident doctor physician. He has a headache, and we after our exam we found he has intracerebral hemorrhage. So he is waiting for MRI, and he's still conscious. And I hope that Dr. Lin, you could come to take a look at him. So after I finish my work, I rushed to the emergency room, and when I was in the emergency room, I couldn't find him. I only see his wife. His wife was nervous, anxious. So I went over to ask his wife where he is. And she told me he fainted away and he lost consciousness and he was pushed into to the room to do the exam room to do the second time CT scan. I I know that is not a good sign, and the worst thing happened. The blood clot in his brain is growing bigger, so he had need to have an emergency surgery. So I worried about him. So the next day I went to see him in the ICU, and he's still unconscious. And I didn't know that his situation getting worse. He was unconscious for a week. His wife and his parents and his children cry a lot during a week in hoping that he could wake up. And after a week, he finally waked up. It was just beginning of the nightmare. After he wakes up, he couldn't walk, he couldn't speak, he couldn't eat. And when he was like little baby, when he looked at me, I always first I would shed tears because I could only encourage him. I couldn't lay my eye contact on him because I feel that we both are his life are the similar. We both have very similar life. We both are surgeon in the same department. It was only a little more fortunate because I am healthier than he is. If I'm not fortunate, probably today I am just like him because we are so busy. Sometimes we stay up, and when we are so busy, sometimes we skip meals. So we sacrifice our health because our the busy schedule, and because we are seeking for success and fame or wealth in our life, and it's not worthy. And we always feel that we are so important in our job, in our profession field. And when we lose our health and we fell down with a severe situation in our health, we are just like a baby. We can't do anything. Our family cannot. We cannot support our family anymore, and our whole family would suffer like we do if we become ill. And many of us are confirmed case of the pandemic. And I know you, when you're suffering from the pandemic, I believe all of you would miss how you could be healthy and happy you were before the pandemic, and hope all of us we could take a rest and um, get a good meal and take good care of yourself.
Before I start to my second story, I'm going to share with you the actor named Anthony Griff. He's a comedian, and he had a film on the YouTube. The name of the film is the best of times and the worst of times. Even though he's a comedian, but the film is not talking about the interesting story. And let me share you with the film. The film was talking about the Anthony. He started from nothing famous, no one famous, but become to a famous actor. And during the time, his lovely little girl daughter was sick, was ill. She got the leukemia. So as you can imagine, his so little girl has to get a lot of cure. It can be had to stay in the hospital to cure his illness. But sadly, his daughter still passed away. So he thought that the father was very sad. And after years, he shared the story with everyone. So he said that even though he had a lot of money and he was famous now, he would like to exchange all his fame and all his money to exchange his daughter back just for one day. I was very shocked and I was feel very touched by this film. I hope that everyone can see the film. And the second story I need to share with you my grandfather. He is a very successful businessman. He earned a lot of money. When he had a long life. He was retired at his 50, and my hometown is in Taichung. But I was born in Taipei when I was little. So when I in the past, during the New Year's or the summer vacation, I would go back to my hometown in Taichung. And my great-grandfather would always sit on the sofa and wait for us to come back home. So we left Taipei in the morning, but because of the holidays, we always stuck in the traffic. So usually when we were in Taichung, it's almost in the room. So my great-grandfather would always sit on the sofa for us. He finish his breakfast and then he would sit there and wait for us. There was a land in our hometown, and the construction management bought the land and built a building. So my great-grandfather left the first and second floor to keep the first and second floor for my father and to let him have his own clinic. So every Chinese New Year, he would always ask my mom, do you plan to come back to have your clinic? So if you don't, then I will just just I will keep keep renting to others. But usually, sometimes it's very hard to rent the house because they always need to get the like have to only rent for 1 year. So after years and years, time went by. After a couple years, I become a junior. I started to become a junior in the middle school, and my father finally plans to go back to Taichung and to have his own business. So he was very busy to do all the interior designs or all the preparation for the clinic. So my mom and the father was so busy for his business, and they were not home. So my family was very unstable at that time. And that was one day, my family's phone was ringing, and my father picked up the phone, and I saw my father talking on the phone. Suddenly, he cried. You know, the man in Taiwan or the male in Taiwan would not being cannot be cried because so I was very afraid that if my father was broke or something really happened really bad to my father. So I asked my father why you were crying. So he told me that my grandfather passed away just in this morning, and during his breakfast he just passed away suddenly. And my father was very sad because he's going to go back. He was planning to go back to stay with his favorite grandfather, but then he passed away. So all the family was in the grieving atmosphere, and the funeral was very a lot of people attend to the funeral for my great grandfather. All the family gathered together, but the atmosphere was so sad. In this, usually when you said you can think that if my great grandfather passed away in his 90s, and usually it was like still a long life, and that during at that time, at that year, at the Chinese New Year, we had so many ceremonies to send our blessings to him. I have to sit there to fold some paper lotus to send our blessing to my grandfather. And I thought, oh, after the funeral, things will get better. So I thought, and I was very looking forward for that year's Chinese New Year. But people said that because someone passed in your house, so you cannot celebrate your Chinese New Year. It was very sad because when I was little, I like money, so I had to get the money when during the Chinese New Year. I can get the red envelope, but at that year I cannot. I didn't have any red envelope, and then I followed my father's footprint. I became a doctor as well, and during that days or during that years during my training, my father always told me that after your training, you should come back, and you should come back and take care of your family. It is more important to do that than to take care of his and others. The words my father told me was very touched. It was very important because I always remember that my father sat there and had the tears on his face. So after training, I came back to Taichung. I worked in Taichung. I don't have meetings in the morning. I didn't. I only got the meetings in the room. So I can't have my. I could have my breakfast with my parents, my father, wife, and my grandfather. And we had the kanji and with side dishes. And then my son grew up, so he joined us with us for the breakfast, and it was very blessed and was very happy. In my first, in the first, there was, and in the first Sunday morning at August, there was sun in this, and we planned to go to a restaurant to celebrate Father's Day. So my sister and I went to the department store to pick up a present for my grandfather, and my father. And when I was still shopping, my mom called me, and I was wondering what happened. And my mom told me that your grandfather had no heartbeat. You have to go back. You have to please just came back to help your grandfather. And I told my mom that you need to call 911 and call the ambulance. But after I hang up the phone and I drove back home, and when I arrived, the ambulance parked in my house. So I ran up the stairs and I met the ambulance technician, and I saw they come down with empty sketchers. And so I went up the stairs and I met my mom, and I said, what happened? And mom, where was the father? Where was grandfather? So she said he lied on the bed. And my uncle said that the grandfather is too old. Don't just let him pass by smoothly. So because my uncle was and a doctor as well. So as a medical staff, I believe that people can pass away smoothly was a blessing thing. For me, it was a sudden thing. I don't have any because I think I have cherished the time stay with my grandfather. So I feel no I don't feel my child got angry easily. I always told my children that you don't think that you lied on the bed right now, you will wake up safely in the next morning. And you don't think that you can wake up or go out in the morning and then you can safely come back home and then lie down on the bed. There were so many accidents in your life. The people will pass away and they will not come back, but the love they left in our heart will always there. I hope everyone can cherish your family and cherish your life. And the stories that I share with you, and I hope that everyone can have a more happy life Thank you. You should give him a bigger or loud applause. I believe that is because you're so touched. I believe that. Well, I prepared cookies for everyone, but no one have eaten the cookies. I know that everyone feels a little bit sad and feel love touched. I was, but now you can try the biscuit right now because I was not good looking. So let me share with you. One of our sisters. Why your parents give you this name, Beijiang? It sounds like in Taiwanese, Bei means your father. So, okay. So, when you share, I believe that you can share your story with the children because your PowerPoint, your pictures, when you showed the picture on your PowerPoint, and with your words, everyone can understand your story and words. I wish that you can take pictures with all the technicians our online group, because if you speak slowly, and then everyone can interpret really smoothly. So all our volunteers don't like me because I speak too fast, but you speak quite slowly, so it's really easy for them to interpret. So some of shared with his feelings with us. And one of our volunteers shared his feedback, his editing picture of poster with us. And last night in 1 a.m. I was so touched. I felt so touched during his speech. I believe you're the most cherished. People get much more money because that you can have a good life. Sister Jingsu said that, you have a really soft heart. You just like parents for all the family, all your patients. I was very touched by teacher Meiyun because you were so energetic to introduce all the speakers. I hope that I have a good karma with you. I believe that as you just heard, he just said the 2 sentences in his speech, and I believe you can hear or you can feel his pronunciation was so beautiful. Okay, did you have good eyes? Can you? So there was an English feedback online.
Good topic, at least we know. 我只要你们听他的 intonation， 你眼睛好吗，年轻人 ？OK， 来。
Good topic. At least we know another Jinshi Hall building has set its footprints again, and
let's give him
in Africa.
Applause. He read the feedback was talking about
Buddha.
This brother Xie Yigang's story. There was another feedback. Dr. Ling was so talented, He can play music. He can draw pictures. He can share stories. So, what's your origin of your name? After when I went back to Taichung, everyone, and then when I went back to Taichung, and I started to know that my name has some interesting thing, because people in Taipei don't speak Taiwanese. So I got my name from my great grandfather. He was a chief in the committee of a temple. So they they said that in my life I was lack of water. So I need a lot of anchors or angles to keep the water. So the first time was named by Lin Beijiang. Qiang is wall. So actually, my mom said that Beijiang is a really like rough and very, but not so like too strong. So my mom said that okay, qiang is strong, so it's usually compared with gang. Gang qiang is strong as well, and then the gang is like sounds like jiang. So my mom changed my name Lin Beijiang. And then so how could you draw? How could you know how to draw the pictures from the AI? So the Dr. Lin said that it's really easy. Just talk to the AI and then share your thoughts, and then it will draw for you. It will not 100% matched, but well, through the pictures, and I can remember what I have to say. And everyone was remembered that everyone was one of the sisters said needs to give credit to Dr. Lin's family, his wife. One of us needs to give the credit to your wife because you give them money on your own, or so Dr. Lin replied that my wife will not care or didn't care or didn't will not manage my money. So we need to really give her a big plus. The feedback, we were just curious about how you give the AI, how you give him the command that to be so clear and so clear that the AI can get you your command and draw the picture. Okay, yeah, the rings remind me I have to stop. So the feedback also that it was so incredible that a doctor would give an envelope, red envelope, give the money to the patient to help the patient to get back the health. You are really good, a doctor. You are so brilliant. Well, actually, when I was watching the film, you were not so good looking at the film. But when you came back, when you came this morning and you took off your mask, oh my God, I said that, oh, you're so good looking. After you cut your hair. was so good looking, and you were so tall. And there was one sharing there. She had shared on the volunteer morning meeting in Hualien. He shared a story of his son. He broke something in their house, and then how he solved the problem with soft tones was very touched. So you need everyone please just stay tuned with the morning meeting on the volunteers. So please, thank you, Dr. Lin.